Welcome to take 2 of the Prickly Crafters first ever podcast, knitting podcast. If you are returning from my Floss Tube video, hello again. Glad to see you here. If not, and you have somehow managed to stumble upon this, hello and welcome. This is my first, as I said, knitting type podcast, so bear with me while I figure out how to do it. So, a little bit about me, get to know me. I just mentioned it in my Floss Tube video. I got my name, The Prickly Crafter, because at the time when I created my Etsy store, which is not currently a thing, so you won't find it, I was trying to come up with a name that would incorporate my hedgehogs, which I had at the time, and crafting. Prickly Crafter. Isaac Jess, who is my fiance, soon-to-be husband, told me, he's like, well, you sound always angry when you say the Prickly Crafter. I'm like, well, that wasn't the point. Hedgehogs. Prickly Crafter. So I'm going to keep repeating that now forever and ever. I don't want anyone to think I'm angry. So that's where I got my name from. My name is Karen. Hi. I live in Colorado. I go to school at CSU, where I will be a graduate student in the fall. Don't know if I mentioned that on my other channel or not. So, surprise if you're watching that. I started knitting in November of last year, officially. I had taught myself to knit in my freshman year of college, which was a very long time ago, so yeah. I taught myself that. I started doing a scarf, I got this far, and then never did it again. Well, until November of last year during Thanksgiving break when I was bored, and I started knitting again. So, my 2 local knitting shops are the Loopy U, which is in Fort Collins, and My Sister Knits are the 2 that I tend to frequent. So I went to Loopy U and picked up my needles, Knitter's Pride, woo! And just some cotton yarn and made a dishcloth, and then boom, off I went. So I've knitted a bunch of things. It's on my Revelry page. I can be found there under the Prickly Crafter. That was what got me tripped up on the last take. You can see all the stuff that I've made on there. I love starting things. Finishing has only been a recent thing. But I'm going to show you, my notes are down here, at least the limited ones I have. Whips, not in this order. Finishes, which is a lot. And just some of the yarn that I've picked up recently is by no means any major part of what I have in the closet, which is right there. That's filled with yarn. And cross-stitch, actually. Like I said, I'm a cross-stitcher. That's how I started. I've been cross-stitching for almost 10 years now? 11 years? I don't know. A long time. I started cross-stitching in high school. And I graduated there in 2010. So, tell you how long I've been in college for. So that's, I think, my plan for today. So let's get started. I'm going to go through my finishes and let you know all the stuff that I can remember about my projects. You can find almost all of them on Ravelry if you really want to know more about it, and I didn't mention it because most of my project pages are uploaded. So we can start with the one that is... Actually, no. I can't, because my dear friend Megan has a tendency to watch my videos, and she can't see this yet. So, I'll have to show this at a later date. It is a cowl, that's all I will say, and it's this color. And you can find that one on Revelry, if you really want to know. So, sorry Megan, you ruined it. You just ruined it. Anyways, so we're not going to talk about that one. But either way, it is a Cascade Echo Cloud. That's what's done it. And I finished that one yesterday. And today is the 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. I've been at home cross-stitching most of the day, knitting a little bit, cleaning this room. So I finished that yesterday. I talked about this in my last video, and I will probably keep saying that over and over again. I am going to be going to the county fair in Illinois, and I'm bringing some stuff to put in it. I do it because it's fun. I grew up doing 4-H, so showing projects at the fair every year was something that I always looked forward to, always loved doing. It's like a little competition with myself to see if I can outdo what I did the previous year. That's just who I am. So I'm trying to venture into the knitting category. I usually do really well in the cross stitch because I like to do crazy fancy things. This year is pretty low key. College last semester was rough, to say the least. So I didn't get a lot done, but now I have plenty of knitting. So anyways, so my box of finishes, which is right on my lap, which I think has all of it. So I've been knitting for, like I said, county fair. Getting time in on the needles, really, getting used to it. And like I said, I only started in November, so I knitted this lovely, lovely little baby hat. I had knitted one before, and I kind of did a hybrid of a couple patterns. So this is a 2x2 rib for about 5 rows. This is a self-striping yarn, so I had nothing to do with this. I just knitted away happily. Smaller needle size, larger needle size, bind off at the top. It's supposed to be kind of like, oh shoot, what is that called? Like an umbilical hat? I don't know if that's the name of it, but that's what it looks like. It's a sock weight, sock yarn, the Croy, that I'm thinking of LaCroix. I don't know, you can get it at Michael's and Joann's. So I've done one in pink, and now I've done one for a little boy. I do not have any kids. I don't have any planned kids. This will just be somebody, I'm at that age where all my friends are having kids, so somebody's bound to get this. Because I'm not going to hold on to it. I'll just make a new one if I need it. So there's that lovely, adorable little hat. I really like hats. Hats are one of my favorite things. I have another hat that I won't show you guys. It's been in my cross stitch video, so you can take it out for that. But another finish is the Colfax hat that I saw on Facebook from my sister Knits. I saw that they had done it, and I was like, that hat is cute, and I want it. So I got it. Well, I made it. Ooh, I have an end that I didn't weave in. That's weird. Sorry, bear with me, guys. Gonna have to do that. Glad I caught that before I got to the county fair. So this is it. Woohoo! Got a nice little brim. So it looks like unfolded. This is done in Cascade Yarns Ultra Prima? I don't know where the tag is. Sorry guys, I'm really bad about that. I know I should be better about it, but I finished it and I didn't have a ton. I had enough left, but it'll just go into a blanket somewhere. But this is a DK weight. I do know that. It is very soft. I really like it. It's not super... If you're looking for something that's super duper 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 warm and fuzzy, this one's not it. If you're looking for something just to take the edge off the cold, this is great. So, I really like this. It was simple. It shouldn't have taken me as long as it did, but it was fun. Like I said, I'm a process stitcher, not a finisher most of the time, except for recently. So that's hat number 2. Next thing we're going to pull out of the magical box is my test sweater. Oh, looks like it fits. This is the Flax by Tin Can Knits, the free one. I did this one as a test because I'm trying to do a sweater for Isaac, which I'll show you here in a minute. So I wanted to make sure I could do the pattern, which did me no good because I did this so long ago, I don't remember how to do it. So that's fun. But I do have some mistakes in here. This one's still going to go on the fair because I don't care. So you can see one of them right there, but the other one looks better. There's a little bit of a jog, kind of see where that one's better on this one, but you can see where I picked it up. But not bad for, maybe you can see it on that side. Oh, that side's a little better. Not bad for, that's my first sweater, technically, ever. I didn't follow the pattern directions very well on the sleeves. I did do them one at a time instead of together, which, whoops. But they're relatively even. They're a little bit longer than, the sleeves are a little bit longer than they're supposed to be, but it was a test. It's done out of, it's like big yarns. It was like the cheapest thing I could get at Joann's, and it was on the, like a clearance rack or something, and it was just one skein. It was, it's like an acrylic. It's like 100% acrylic. So it's done. It is done. Next, what do I want to do next? I'll have 2 more things that I'm going to show. The other ones I've shown on my cross stitch video, so they're not that important. Guys, sorry. I don't edit very often, so you're going to get the raw, uncut deal. So, guinea pigs, they make noise a lot, because they can hear me talking, and they're like, what are you doing? Tangent. Sorry. Alright, next one. Hat. Because I love my hats. I did the brain hat. I don't feel like it looks like a brain, but it does, kind of. I do have a glass head that I should be showing these hats on, but it's in the other room. But, brain hat. So, I did 2 different types of yarn with this. I did, oh, what is that stuff called? Oh dear. Okay, let's see what I can find. Bear with me, guys. Where is my mouse? Oh, I don't know. Apparently it doesn't want to work. It is using like a good old just pink acrylic yarn. I got some very interesting things in there. I haven't actually looked at the inside of this. As the hat portion, and it was a 5x3 rib. So it's pretty stretchy on the bottom. And then we did a ton of I-cords to make, you can kind of see, I need to tack that down a little better, all the lovely brain matter, so for interesting purposes. Brain hat. It is a lot heavier than it looks. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is horrible, but it's heavier and hotter than you would think. And it is now 82 in this room, so I'm not going to keep that on very long. But it's done, which is awesome. So, brain hat. And the last but not least, which I think is on my list of finishes, I'm not done yet, is my first hitchhiker shawl. So I did this in Wollmeise. Isaac speaks German, I don't, so let's cover it the colorway. This guy, woohoo! It's in like the Flow Market. I call it Flow Market. I think it's got some other way to say it. So in that colorway, it's on the project page again if you need to know. And it looks like this. It is lovely. I love how it turned out. It is super simple. If any of my people from FlossTube are knitters and are new to knitting, do the hitchhiker shawl. It's super easy. I'm doing another one for my mom. She watches the videos too, so she doesn't get to see what it is. So I'm not going to show that. But it's a lovely, lovely striping yarn. I had about 25 grams left. So I'm going to do a fingering weight blanket eventually, hopefully, and like a worsted weight with all my leftover yarn eventually, when I get enough of it. It's only been recently, but that's what it looks like. It's also going to go in the fair, because I can knit these over and over and over again. They're super simple to the point of being mindless. I was watching floss tube videos and knitting podcasts and the whatnots while I was doing this. So I really enjoyed it. So that is finishes that I've had. Show notes, show notes, show notes. Yes. That's gonna go back down on the floor. Alright, so what all we got over here? Alright. Oh. Don't mind that. So this is the regular old skein for the flax test. So nothing fancy, nothing crazy. Alright. Found some other stuff. So whips. I have a ton. This isn't even all of them. These are just the ones I've written down. I'm not going to pull all of them out, because a lot of them I'm angry at them. So I don't want to see them. But let me grab one more. Give me 1 second. It's over here. I might as well show it. So this is, let me get the name, Mira's Cowl. That's the name of it. And it's gonna look like that. It's kind of hard to see. I do have a very old iPad. Sorry for the repeats for my floss tubers. But it's got like the ribbing in it, so it does a pattern warning. Or not. So I'm in its very infantile stages. And I can't remember what I'm making it out of. It's on the Revelry page. So this is how far I am on it. This is how organized I am with my floss. It is in a loopy U bag. So I have all these lovely stitch markers to keep me in line until I get the pattern correct. So it just changes all over the place. So there's that. I put this one in timeout. It's gonna go with me this weekend, because if it gets dirty or destroyed, I don't care. The needles, the 24-inch circulars, what are they saying down on? US size 7 on a 24-inch circular. Yarn, the combo, I don't like it, and because I can't find where the tag is, I'm just going to keep working on it, and if it gets done, it gets done. And apparently I'm going to take it camping. So, there's that. I don't get that mad at all of my projects, I promise. So next thing, we're going to just close this. So I am working on okay, didn't come in. I was hoping he was going to make an appearance. I have a Game of Thrones scarf that I've messed up multiple times, so we're going to see how that goes. A hat that has a Star Wars hats. My first pair of socks, which I have to pull out and do again. That's the gray cowl. I have, where did it go? Found it. So the next one we'll go down the list is another baby hat, because I like doing baby hats. So it's again infantile stages. Yay! So it's going to be doing a stripy neutral. So I have to go back and, so it's in a baby DK. that I got from an Illinois store. Oh shoot, what is the name of that place? I'll remember it in a minute. If not, I'll put it down below. I really like them. Wool and Company, there we go, in Illinois. What town is that? Geneva? I think it's in Geneva. Geneva, Illinois. It is being done on a 12-inch 2.5 or 3mm needle, which is how I do most of my baby hats. And I know a lot of people showed their bags off. Mine is in a Tom's shoe bag, because I love my Toms and I have many of them. And they work great for little projects. Alright, next one. Where to go? They're everywhere. We'll just show Isaac's sweater. Isaac's sweater. This one's trying to go on the timeout list too. And I'm already knitting. Okay. Needed? Not. So this is as far as I am. I have the neck done, and I just started to the body and the shoulders. I'm having issues with increasing, and I think I need to rip it out, but I'm going to try not to, because I prefer not to do this all over again. I started off on the Clover size 6 needles, and they hurt my finger, which is why I don't want to start over. But now I'm on, I think these are size 8s. Yep, size 8, 16-inch circulars. I have the big guys ready to go. But this is what it looks like. And I'm doing it. Okay. I'm doing it in the Lion Brand's Heartland stuff from Joann's. I got ton skeins. And then he wants a stripe along the chest. Or the arms. I think we're going to go with chest because I won't mess that up as easily. In a Vanish Choice from Lion Brand. Just a good old blue. And that is being currently, for now, held in. And I'm doing this one, it's the flax, like I said. Remove the pattern in my Loopy U, small Loopy U bag. I like my Loopy U bags. I do tend to prefer going to my sister knits. I had a bad experience at the Loopy U my first time, but now that I know a little bit more, and I usually go there with a list and just there for my list, it has gone better. But not trying to tarnish them. They have a great selection of yarn. I love, love, love going there to try to find new things. Most of the employees are so nice. It's great. They're encouraging. Just there's like one who was the first person I saw. But it's a great store. They do have a website, and they get stuff to you super fast. Is what I've heard. I can just pop over there, so I don't have to worry about that. But I do tend to prefer my sister knits. But there's, again, selection is smaller, but they know me. I walk in the door, and they're like, "Oh, hey Karen, how you doing?" And I'm like, you can tell how often I go there. So that is Isaac's sweater. Watching Game of Thrones. My next one, I'm going to say that with a lot of them today, because these are the ones I've put in timeout, but they're interesting. So, Pine Forest Baby Blanket by Ingrid Artoon. Sorry, I butchered that. I'm doing Camp Loopy with the Loopy U this summer. I did the June camp. That was my hitchhiker shop. And I want to do July. I know I'm not going to finish it. As of today, I know I'm not going to finish it. I was planning on doing that one. It needs to be 600 yards. In a pattern before 2014 or earlier. Or this one was, I don't remember. They recommended it. So I'm doing this Cascade 220 Superwash in an orangey color. And my first attempt at lace, like knitting. It's a worsted weight, but lace type knitting. And what have I done? Okay. This is literally how mad I got. I'm in the middle of a row. I'm purling. A lot. So this is how far I've gotten so far. I've already messed it up, but I'm not pulling it out. Not after this far. So I'm going to try to save it, just chalk it up to learning. So there's on-purpose holes everywhere. I think it's partially the metal needles. I'm doing these on a size 8, and these are my 60-inch circulars. I love, 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 love these. Just not my yarn choice. But, yeah. I'm going to pull that down so I don't lose it. But that is that. It's living... I make project bags out of everything. My New York Times bag that Isaac's mom gave to us. We don't have a subscription to the New York Times yet. We will. So there's that. Oop. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. What else is over here? Ah, whoops. Okay, so pattern, hitchhiker, neon, okay. So, as one of my shower gifts, wedding shower, that is, I'm getting married in July, which is this month, in case you didn't know. I put something for myself on the registry that it really only benefits me and occasionally Isaac when he has to go chase my yarn around. And I'm like, go get it. It ran away. Yarn ball. This is from Isaac's aunt, Marty. She's awesome. And got me this lovely, lovely yarn bowl, which is what my next project has been living in since this morning. I did start this last Saturday. And this is my new camp project, which I will not get done, but it's called Groovy. And I'm doing it in the lace weight yarn. This is a paid for pattern, so I'm not going to lift it up or anything. It's using size 0 needles, and it's going to be about 800 meters or so. So, I'm doing it. My bag isn't here. Yes, it is. Just kidding. Wait for it. I can tell you. I can tell you. Woo! And I'm doing it in the Nostalgia colorway. So, now that I've showed you that, let us show the world's tiniest progress. And I already messed it up. But I'm not going to rip it out because I have to rip out the whole thing because I can't see. So, there's that. It's adorable. I know it's kind of hard to see. Partially because of my lighting and partially because it's really small. It's not very far. I've been working on it on and off for the since Saturday. It is now Tuesday. I got the extra long cables. Again, size 0s. It's very similar to the Hitchhiker pattern, which is also a paid for pattern. I don't think I mentioned that. It's very, very similar, which is why I have messed this up already, because I started doing the Hitchhiker shawl in my head. That's why you pay attention to patterns. So, this is what the ball looks like. I do have 2 of these. I love it so far. It's fun to work on, except I have to work up here. But that's okay. I don't mind it. So that's been living in my yarn bowl. so that it stops rolling everywhere, which is what that's for. Let's pull that a little bit. So that, there we go. And that one is living in my Loopy Groupie bag from the Loopy U that I just got. And that, I would say, is all the whips that I'm going to show you for this episode. I'm going to also show you just a couple of things that I did get recently after learning how to do pearl front backs. Yeah. Never done one of those before, till Saturday. So this is my shawl bag. It's where all the yarns for the shawls go. Because I like shawls now too. So hopefully, that's my hitchhiker one. Okay, so I was super stoked. I got to be a Loopy Groupie. Super stoked. And you get that after you've made 6 purchases with no repeats in the same day. So I had to make 7. Because I did 2 same day, you know. And it was awesome. What came in it was a pack of Tootsie Rolls, the bag, and a skein of yarn, which I was super stoked about. And this is it. So it's in the Loopy Legends and Jackie's Autumn Duck. Make sure I'm reading that correctly. So it's in 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and it is fingering weight. It's about 435 yards. Hitchhiker Beyond. Gonna do that one too. So this is what it looks like. Yeah. I had them wind it for me. It's a little worse for wear, but it is fairly new. The other one that I'm super stoked about, that I just wanted to show you guys, is wrapped around a pin, because that's how I roll, is the Socks That Rock. There's the tag by Blue Moon. Prehistoric Knitters. This one's also going to get into the Hitchhiker Beyond. And this is the Camp Loopy 2017 colorway. And that's what it looks like. I'm super stoked to work with this. It's a fingering weight, if I remember correctly. Hand dyed. Yeah. Super stoked. I do have a couple other skeins, but they're for people that watch my channel. Can't show, but that's okay. And then I went to Charming Charlie's. This is random haul, stash acquisitions. Went to Charming Charlie's after we went to the Loopy U, and they had their big mega 80% off sale. And I came home with a couple of Progress Keepers. They're not Progress Keepers, but they are now. Came home with this guy. He's pretty cute. It's a little ball. He's already been on a project and then I finished it, so I took it off. My Itsy Bitsy Teeny Wee Yellow Polka Dot Bikini. Ooh, my hand is shaky. I got all these for 79 cents. I was pretty happy. And then I got a car. Yeah, so I got those. Super stoked about those too. That's all I have. 34 minutes, not bad, not bad. Video wise, I usually do videos once a month unless there's something pressing and I decide I want to do a video. With my wedding being towards the end of July, it probably won't be until August, until I'm back. Update on the fair and all that other stuff. And then I start grad school not too long after that, which means all my progress will come to a screeching halt. I have a feeling. Since I will be a TA in the fall. So, hopefully I didn't scare everyone off. Wouldn't surprise me if I did. Handling these videos like I do my floss tube, so any feedback is great. Maybe excluding the get a new iPad so that you can actually see things, because I know. That's my Goodwill pile. Let's try. Any feedback would be great, and I will see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.